Hello, welcome back to my channel. Can you believe that months later, people are still talking about the man or bear debate? It's still going on. There's new life to it every day. There are new layers of this conversation, and I can't believe that we're really having a discussion between would you rather be in the forest with a man who you don't know or a bear who you don't know? Well, I have my opinion today. I'm also going to be playing a couple clips and then I'm going to add my commentary after each one. So without talking too much, let's get right into it. So it all started from this street interview where a man was asking women whether they'd rather be in the forest alone with a man or a bear.
Would you rather be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
Bear. Man is scary.
With a bear.
What I've heard about bears, they don't always attack you, right? Unless you like with them. So maybe a bear.
Depends what man, but probably a bear.
Oh, 100% a bear, which is like terrifying to say, but
Definitely a bear. Some men are very scary out there.
A bear.
I would say a man.
So as you can see, most of the women said bear, and this caused so much controversy. A lot of people were debating in the comments. Some people agreed, some people said it was an L take if you wanted to be with the bear and not the man. And so they did a follow-up video and then they asked men the same question.
If you had a daughter, would you rather her be stuck in a forest with a man or a bear?
bear for sure.
A bear.
I think a bear. The bear is nicer than a man.
A bear.
Probably a bear, because at least the worst they can do is kill them.
A bear. Bears only kill 100 people a year.
A bear.
And then the trend started evolving and it became women asking the men in their lives, like their fathers, husbands, boyfriends, what they would choose. Would it be the bear or the man? And most of the time, if the man had a daughter or, like I'm saying, a wife or a girlfriend who was asking that question, they would say the bear.
Baby, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If Penelope was in the woods, would you rather have her in the woods, stuck in the woods with a bear or a man?
A bear.
Why?
Because I don't trust men.
Me understanding how men will continue to harm women at an alarming rate, I go bear every day of the week. Anybody who says different is a goofball.
If you had to leave your daughter alone in the forest with a bear or a man, which would you choose?
A bear.
Why?
Because I ain't got to worry about the bear doing nothing to my daughter.
So based on the information we have so far, you could make a simple generalization that most people would choose to be with the bear, or most people would choose the bear for young girls and women in their lives. And of course, there are always people who will choose man because, as you heard in the questions that were asked on the street, there were some people who gave the answer of, yes, I would choose the man. But overall, we can say that women on average have made the decision that they want to choose the bear over the man. So that should be simple, and there should be no backlash or confrontation or confusion or feelings hurt at all. Right?
I just want y'all, just hear me out. I just want y'all to slow it down and realize that social media isn't real life. You pull up all these fucking stats. 1 in 6 women will be attacked by a man in her lifetime. Only 1 in 1 million people have a chance to be attacked by a bear. Let's think about this. You live with and walk past in your life probably hundreds of thousands of men.
But women are choosing the bear. Now, some of them are saying stuff like, the bear, I might be able to reason with the bear and I won't reason with the... Does that make sense? Can you talk to the bear?
If you are a man and you're saying it is safer for women to be alone in the woods with a bear rather than a man, then you're the exact type of dude they need to be worrying about. Because I'm telling you, these pick-me dudes always turn out to be weirdos.
Because at least with the bear's not going to just date me for my money.
But a conversation and a hypothetical question that was supposed to focus on women and their opinions and why they would choose a bear over a man suddenly turned to a conversation about men and how it affects them and why they're hurt. And it's not just men, it's both men and women dismissing other women and young girls who have experiences of living in a world that can be unsafe because of their gender.
Man versus bear, I'm choosing the man. Every time. Well, I guess it depends on the bear. If it's a red panda, I'm dead by default. The thing's so cute. It would be a puddle on the floor. Back to the point, though. Do you know how much ammunition it takes to take down a bear? Especially an angry bear. Ooh, more than you have, more than likely. Do you know how much it takes to take down a man? Significantly less. Especially if you know where to hit. So, yeah, I would choose a man over a bear. Because I value my life. And my kids.
And dismissing why a woman would choose a bear over a man as though they are not aware that there are fates worse than being unalive. Those exist. There are so many stories and so many articles and so many real life statistics to prove that there is a fate worse than being unalived. And one of the worst takes that I've heard is women can just fight. They can fight against a man, but fighting against a bear would be too hard because bears have sharp teeth and claws and they run really fast. As if millions of real women and little girls who were brutalized and unalived could have just fought back.
Story about somebody getting eaten by a bear and how it took 6 minutes. I would take those 6 minutes over the 18 hours that I spent trapped with a man. I would take those 6 minutes. Like, best case scenario, you come across a bear in the woods, it goes past you. Best case scenario, you come across a man in the woods, it goes past you. Worst case scenario, the bear eats you. It takes 6 minutes. Ouch, that sucks. Worst case scenario with a man. I can't even say it on here. Like, worst case scenario with a man is things like what Bundy would do. Like, worst case scenario with a man, I end up on a true crime podcast. Y'all heard those details? Have y'all heard how long? Like 6 minutes, if you're lucky.
A huge part of the conversation that is missing for a lot of men, and it's probably missing for them because they don't exist or have ever lived as women or girls, so they can't relate, is it's not only about the bear and the man being about the danger, it's about things like consent.
Mom, that's okay. I don't care. Leave me alone. I don't want to pray for this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please. Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone. Oh my God.
It's also involving what happens afterwards. It's the trauma of having to live through that, but worst of all, for many victims, it's having other people question what it is you did wrong, or if you're taking things too far, if you want to press charges, or having that person go scot-free and still having to see them in your neighborhood, in your surrounding environment. It's much deeper because it's not like people have to have this hypothetical, well, what if you're in a situation where you're with a man alone? People are sharing their stories, and again, all you need to do is go online, look at the statistics, look at the stories, probably ask somebody, well, maybe don't do that, but look at your neighbors. So many women have so many traumatic stories. They're not just making silly comparisons or deciding to choose the bear over the man just for fun.
If I survive the bear attack, I won't have to see the bear at family reunions. The worst thing the bear can do is kill me. The bear sees me as a human being. After what those men did to that monitor lizard, the bears are not safe with men either.
I'm about to play a clip summarizing the monitor lizard situation, and do yourself a favor and do not do any type of research on this topic. Do not search for it. Do not read any articles. You don't need to do that to yourself.
In March of 2022, 4 men were convicted of gang raping, murdering, and then eating a monitor lizard. They were caught because the trail cams in the wildlife preserve recorded it. Somebody went back and saw those videos and saw this act. Tell me again why I should be more afraid of bears.
Next, I want to talk about the men who have the opinion that women are only comparing the men in the men or bear conversation to serial unalivers and the worst scum of the earth men. I just don't think that's true. It doesn't reflect reality, and anybody who thinks otherwise is being intentionally obtuse. Yes, there are serial unalivers, there are men who do horrible things, they chain people in basements, they kidnap women, they kidnap girls and kids. But apart from the creepy men who have no jobs, bad men who do bad things are also doctors and teachers, religious leaders. They have money. They can be tall or handsome. For example, look at the Me Too movement. The amount of men who did weird, sick things to women were not quote-unquote creepy, poor men hiding away. They could have access to beautiful women who would want to be with them, but yet a lot of them chose to abuse their power. So don't think that women are just thinking of the worst kind of men. The worst kind of man doesn't have a particular look. He can be anyone. He can be in college, he can be in the workplace, he can be rich, he can be poor, he can look any type of way.
The fact that women keep picking the bear instead of the man really pisses me off.
You think they should pick the man instead?
It just doesn't make any sense because humans have bears outmatched on intelligence and empathy and rationale and logic, all right? Humans aren't predatorial and territorial the way that grizzly bears are, okay?
Doesn't that make human abusers all the more terrifying?
For me, in conclusion, this is a very subjective question, and of course the answer will be subjective. If you are a man or a woman and you would choose the man over the bear or the bear over the man, I completely respect that choice. It's not an objectively bad choice because people are giving their own subjective opinions. They're basing their answer on their experiences, and so it's important to respect their choice and move on. If a woman wants to be in a hypothetical forest with a hypothetical bear over a hypothetical man, well, why can't she have that choice?
There's no way y'all would rather be trapped in the woods with a bear over a man.
You just perfectly demonstrated why women would rather be stuck in the woods with a bear than a man. You drove that point home, and you still missed it. That point might as well have hit you over the head, knocked you out, and you still would not get the point. This is a hypothetical situation, and you still can't take a no for an answer. That despite them voicing their opinion on what they consent to, and you still will not take that as an answer is the point. The entire point of this hypothetical is to demonstrate how men are incapable of respecting a woman's choice or ability to reject you. That is the point.
Just because you don't deem someone's answer a perfect answer doesn't mean that your answer is better.
You will probably never walk past a bear. You ain't watched enough nature documentaries, baby.
So a lot of people tag me in this video because they think this man is This man brings up a point that deserves exploring, and pun absolutely intended, I come bearing statistical receipts. Bears heavily prefer eating things like plants, berries, and nuts. They don't like the smell of folks. They'll eat folks, yes, but only if they're desperate, and that's highly unlikely if they're gonna be in a forest. Bears very rarely attack if they're unprovoked. They're like ninjas. They don't use their powers unless they absolutely have to. From 2018 to 2020, there were over 50,000 reported bear encounters in North America. Only 5 of those people died. Since 1784, there have been millions of reported bear encounters in North America, and only 180 of those people have died since then. The reason lady folks are saying this is because male folks have so much more to gain from hurting them. Bears gain nothing, and the only way they hurt people is by eating them, and that pain is over much quicker in comparison to what male folks normally do. So I think their argument is a lot more sound than what you're making it out to be.
On a more serious note, as I was going through social media and reading comments and just looking for videos and to basically figure out my thoughts on how I wanted to make this video, I unfortunately realized that a lot of women, girls, and even boys and men were in the comment section talking about their traumatic experiences, the things that they have suffered because of other men. It really breaks my heart, and I just wish every single person healing. I hope that things get better. And I don't know if it's wishful thinking, but I'm hoping that conversations like this give men and boys a different perspective on women, SA, and how breaking someone's boundaries can be detrimental, and how not respecting women's opinions, their bodily autonomies, and just dismissing them in general can create a culture where young boys, men grow up believing that they are entitled to women, their bodies, their opinions. I also think we need stricter laws and policies to not only protect victims, but punish and scare perpetrators to the point where it deters others and keeps people that commit horrible offenses away from public society. Because sometimes I read certain articles and I'm confused how repeat offenders are repeat offenders. What do you mean they did this 2 times already and you release them so that they can do it to 2-4 more people? So to wrap up this conversation, I want to play a video that I saw. It made me laugh, and hopefully it'll make you laugh or at least chuckle.
God answered the man versus bear question.
Y'all, I looked it up. I looked it up in multiple translations. It literally says, it is better to encounter a mother bear being robbed of her cub than to meet a man in the midst of his folly. And it goes on to explain what is meant by folly. The human who is supposed to be rational and intelligent in such folly becomes more dangerous than the beast that is acting with good reason. This man versus bear question has been answered in the Bible for thousands of years. Foolish men acting in their folly, are worse than encountering a bear. A man in his folly is worse than a beast. A literal beast. I'm sorry, but that's a mic drop, okay? The argument is won. It's over. There's nothing else to debate. God told us to choose the bear thousands of years ago.
Okay, so this does bring me to the end of my video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like this video, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers and I'm almost there, so please subscribe if you can. Again, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll catch you in my next video.